Sony, when were you founded, buddy?
19.
Oh no.
40.
Please don't.
6.
Oh, thank God.
Ah, come on, we didn't do this for the glory of the Empire of Japan.
Oh, that's nice.
I mean, our founders, Masaru Ibuku and Akio Morita, they did meet while serving in the Japanese Navy, but as researchers.
You see, you'd think saying researcher would mean it's a lot better, but in this case, it could be so much worse.
Really?
Yeah, I can think about 731 reasons why.
That is a really specific number, but relax, they met in a study group.
Aw, that's kind of cute.
Ah, just like a little middle school sleepover.
Yeah, swapping notes, figuring out who you like.
Yeah, and discussing really specific development of the infrared-guided bomb, the Kigo.
You think I'd be shocked, but teenage boys love talking about big toys that go boom.
What do you mean teenage? I've seen your search history. Why do you want to create a counterweight trebuchet that fires watermelons?
Because I want to feed the deer that live in the field across from my house, but I also don't want to leave home.
Okay, and we're off the rails. And according to his Wikipedia, he left the military in 1945.
That's a weird way to say they lost.
Yeah, why do they make it sound voluntary? That's like saying Napoleon was a really big fan of living on remote islands.
Okay, what did Ibuka do after?
He started a radio repair shop and a bombed-out department store.
Makes sense. If you want to fix things, go where the broke is.
Yeah, then he reunited with Morita, who came from a long line of...
Inventors?
No.
Electricians?
No.
Camera photographers?
Oh, sake and soy sauce.
Huh, what a weird pivot away from delicious.
Yeah, Morita's dad was super supportive, even giving him money for the new venture.
Or Sony?
Quite. Tokyo Telecommunications Engineering Corporation.
Ah, catchy.
And then they got into technology.
Okay, what was first?
The classic technology we all know and love. A rice cooker.
Huh, I mean, technically that's tech.
The problem is it kind of sucked. It either burned rice or undercooked it, like, all the time.
Kind of impressive it did both.
Yeah, then we got to making everything.
How much everything we talking?
Well, we made Japan's first tape recorder, the Type G, and figured we needed a more global name.
Sony?
First we wanted to call it TTK. That was the same name as a railway company, so...
Then Sony?
Occasionally we use Tatsuko as the symbolic acronym, but Americans couldn't pronounce it.
Then Sony?
You'd think, but no. We wanted to go by Tokyo Teletech, but Morita discovered that an American company was already going by the name Teletech.
Okay, when is it Sony?
Now, they mixed two words, the Latin word sonos, meaning sound or sonic.
Okay, that makes sense. And the other?
Sunny, like the American slang word for a young boy.
Huh.
Yeah, it was a loan word that in Japanese meant a smart and presentable young man, which Morita and Ibuka considered themselves.
Well, hey, I mean, that's incredibly wholesome from the bomb-making guys.
Yeah, but weirdly enough, their bank hated that name and needed to sign off on it for some reason.
What?
Yeah, super odd for a Japanese company at the time to use Roman letters instead of kanji, and the bank president thought Sony was dumb.
Why does that guy get a vote?
No idea, but he suggested Sony Electronic Industries or Sony Teletech, but Morita was like, nah, man, I don't want to be pinned into one industry.
Oh boy, that was foreshadowing.
Yeah, it turns out having a super generic name is really helpful if you want to do all the things.
Okay, so then you guys did tech.
Yeah, the first Sony branded product was the TR-55 transistor radio, which was a nightmare, by the way.
Why?
Because Japan didn't have transistor tech yet, so Masura had to secure licensing of it from Bell Labs in the US.
Oh, who are they owned by?
Nokia, like the indestructible phone people.
So the Finnish company's US labs gave licensing permission to the Japanese.
Super simple. And because of that, we became one of the first companies to use transistors in non-military products, which is pretty crazy because that's how all of our tech becomes so small.
That's cool.
Yeah, then we realized we should probably go global, so Sony Corporation of America was founded in 1960.
Wow, what was it like in America?
Well, the TR-63 cracked the market, but Morita was shocked by the mobility of employees between American companies.
What do you mean?
Like, you're a manager working in another company, you could just ask if they'd come work for you.
That's poaching.
There's a word for it? Cool! Anyway, Morita started doing that back in Japan and filled a whole bunch of positions with really valuable people, really setting the standard for Japan today.
Okay, glad we gave something.
Then we made TVs, our first being the TVA-301. It was the first all-transistor TV.
And how'd it go?
Well, bad. So Ibuka was like, fine, I'll do it myself, and created the 12-inch Trinitron.
What made it special?
We used to use a single gun with 3 cathodes instead of 3 inline or triangle placed like previous TVs.
Wow, I almost understood that.
Yeah, man, we made a TV so good it won an Emmy Award.
Didn't know that was a category.
And we made bomb parts for the US during Vietnam.
Okay, I guess old habits die hard.
And in 1979, we started doing life insurance.
Wow, you really 180'd from bombs to life insurance.
Yeah, then we made the world's first video cassette in 1971, the U-matic.
Nice.
Then we were part of the video format war. We lost.
Not big on winning wars, are you?
Nah, then we also did floppy disks, but those didn't last.
Oh, you mean the save icon?
I'll stab you.
Okay, carry on.
Then introduced the Walkman, the first portable music player.
Okay.
Then we worked with Philips to create the CD. Ever heard of it?
Yeah. Everybody has.
Yeah, then we teamed up with Philips again to create the SACD for audio encoding, and we had a format war again with DVD audio.
And who won?
Actually, we both lost because people just like regular CDs so much, so I guess we won, but like in the past.
Okay, when did you get into gaming?
But first we just did parts, like the sound chip for the SNES.
I love the SNES.
Yeah, but then we started working on a CD-ROM based system with Nintendo. We even announced it at the Consumer Electronics Show in June of 1991 as the Nintendo PlayStation.
Okay, but then what happened?
And then they betrayed us. They said they wanted to partner with Philips instead and went back on our agreement.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, apparently they were nervous that if we had success with them, that we would then muscle our way into the video game market. And now they assured that we would.
Haha, vengeance time.
Our president Norio Ogo was so angry he created Sony Computer Entertainment, put Ken Kutaragi in charge, and said destroy them.
And how'd it go?
We used CD storage to do 3D graphics to create the PlayStation.
Did that work?
We weren't sure if it was going to work, but then we saw this guy, Yu Suzuki, partner with Lockheed Martin of all people to get some cool tech for a dope racing game.
Why are they always involved somehow?
But Sega ended up being too cautious with the tech, so we just jumped into 3D games and Namco abandoned Nintendo to make our games.
That wasn't the last betrayal.
Yeah, then Nintendo went and made the GameCube, which had little kitschy discs, so we lured more people to our side.
Yeah, the Capcom 5 is like the greatest betrayal in gaming history.
Yeah, they could have had an easy win with Resident Evil 4, considered one of the best games of all time, but instead, we also got a shot at it. We sold more of the Nintendo exclusive games than they did.
Absolutely brutal.
Yeah, and our original PlayStation beat the brakes off the N64, probably because our controllers were developed for human hands.
And after?
The PlayStation 2 became the best-selling console of all time, just absolutely shellacking every enemy.
I love a good revenge story.
Yeah, the top 13 consoles by units sold, we're 5 of them. The PlayStation 1 through 5.
So what do you do now?
Well, we continue to pretty much do everything. Car audio, computing, 55% of the total global image sensor market.
Wait, what?
Yeah, second largest camera manufacturer in the world and a semiconductor sales leader.
Oh my.
And the third largest TV manufacturer in the world.
Well, at least that's it.
Nope, it keeps going. We did mobile phones and robotics like this cute little guy, the Curio.
Aw, but horrifying.
Also, biotech and healthcare for cytometers, and partnered with Olympus for endoscopes that shoot in 4K. That's right, your insides, movie quality.
Yeah, you know what? That one could have stayed at 1080p. I do not want to see my insides that well.
We also do movies, and occasionally, one of them happens to be good.
Spider-Man, The Karate Kid, Men in Black.
Adam Webb, Kraven the Hunter, Morbius.
Shh, we don't talk about those.
We also do TV shows like Jeopardy! The Wheel of Fortune.
Really?
Yeah, we bought Columbia Pictures, then we got hacked, proving we didn't know what we were doing with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We made fun of North Korea, then upped our security detail. Probably unrelated.
Yeah, not a good way to go.
And we continue to do a ton of music and even anime. We go on Crunchyroll.
Did you ever stop doing new business side quests?
Oh, because we also still have financial services like Sony Life, Sony Bank, and Sony Assurance.
Why?
It's a weird one. We actually offer such low rates that it could affect our premium brand name with everything else we do.
Huh, the only thing you did cheaper for people was finance. You're a weird duck.
Yeah, and then finally, electric vehicles and batteries, partnering with Honda.
Oh my gosh, I think I could live my whole life and only touch Sony products.
Pretty much, and you can almost keep all of it.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm sure we agree that most things now aren't meant to be bought and owned by the consumer.
Oh, I hate where this is going.
So for instance, we removed the Discovery app from our consoles, including anything people might have paid for, because, you know, they had it long enough.
Oh, what else is bad?
Well, Greenpeace hates us, but they hate everyone.
Fair.
We got busted when a document got leaked about us, you know, spying on environmentalists to counter their movements, specifically based around getting legislation around electronics companies to clean up their toxic chemicals. I mean, come on.
Oh, I hate it.
Now we're trying to get 75% of our buildings to geothermal power, so...
That's nice.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Except for that one time that we kind of ran a cartel on videotapes.
What?
Oh, you know, the EU found us, Fuji, and Maxwell colluding and doing illegal contracts, controlling, you know, 85% of the market.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then they raised our fine by a third because we were obstructing the investigation or shredding evidence during raids.
You shredded the evidence of the things you did? Oh. What did your founders really do during World War II?
Okay, I'll let you know, but first you have to put together all these little pieces of paper.